This is the first year my daughter's now in school, and this is the first year I had to do the back to school shopping. Oh my gosh, it was outrageous. I love that HSN makes it easier and less stress and simple, and everything's all in one spot. And it's great if you have maybe students going off to college and you want to be able to get their of course, their supplies, their electronics, their bedding, their kitchen things, everything that they're gonna need all in one place. And we deliver, which is fantastic. Check hsn.com. Now, we do have a ton of electronics on hsn.com. And what's great is that because it's Brand You Love Weekend, we have over 2,500 electronic items that are now on free shipping. All you do is search Tech Ships Free on hsn.com, and you can see everything that's available for free shipping. We're talking TVs and tablets and phones and computers and cameras, even gaming. We've got all of the top brands, and once again, they're all in one spot. Okay, so I promised you Bill Duggan would be back with the Embassy Shredder. The Embassy Shredders here are always customer picks. They are always favorites, and it's because they are the easiest to use. Now, what you're gonna love about what we're offering today in this size of the Embassy Elite is that there are some that are bigger, there are some that are smaller. This is that perfect Goldilocks size. Not too big, not too small, just right. Now, this is what I want you to know. This is why you're gonna fall in love with the shredder. I've got 9 pieces of paper here. So you can shred 9 pieces at a time or 100 pieces automatically. This is going to be that helping hand when you're finally starting to clear out or trying to get organized from that file cabinet that you've been looking at for the last 5 years saying, I need to go through that, but I can't just throw things away because that's my private information. You go ahead and shred it. Today you're choosing a color. We've got it for you in navy. We're gonna drop down and see the white that you've got right here. We have this beautiful red. Next to that, we've got gold. I love that Embassy makes it beautiful. If you want the gold, only a few hundred remaining in the gold. We also have it for you in black right here. And then we also have it in gray, the one you see right up top. I have an Embassy shredder at home. Mine is white, and I use it almost every day because it is that vital to keep, I feel like, to keep my private information private. And if you've been needing a shredder, give us a listen. Bill Duggan is back with us. Bill, I know talking about Embassy is one of our favorite presentations because, right? I mean, they are the tops when it comes to shredding in the industry.
And in the industry, but also at HSN, we love what they give us. They give us, yes, a fashion color, because let's be real, you go to the big box store, you're gonna find it in black. But there's so many elements in here that we didn't even know were available to us. The biggest game changer is this auto shred tray. I mean, Tamara, it's been summertime. I have not been cleaning the office or doing stuff like I should be all the time. And so that stack of paper has just grown and grown, right? So it's not, okay, I'm missing a number 1. So I'm gonna go up to 101 pages, 19 sheets, 40 sheets, whatever that stack has grown to, well, guess what? I can take the entire stack, half the stack, load it up, and guess what? This is gonna do the shredding for me. So I can go back to, you know, making lunches, watching my show. I don't have to babysit shredding. I mean, that's just a game changer in and of itself, because normally we'd have to sit here. Or have you ever been there where you're cleaning the office, it's shredding, and you realize, oh, this I want to get rid of, this I'm going to keep, this I want to get rid of. I'm auto shredding in the back, microcut shredding in the front as well, and microcut. We haven't even talked about that yet. It's a finer, smaller shred. If you're still shredding with something like this from the 70s, that is 50-year-old technology you're trusting your identity to. You don't even want to tear it up and run the risk of being that victim. So guess what? When you put it in here, you're going to notice that it's a smaller, finer shred. And that smaller shred is important. Because at the end of the day, when we throw this stuff away, you can see it right there. It is confetti. That big pink stuff, that's the strip shred. 50-year-old technology. You can read information on it. It's a 30-piece puzzle. Your daughter could put that together. Mm-hmm. And so we've evolved from that because we needed to be more protected with our identity. Oh, right there, perfect. We went to cross-cutting, which is definitely a good option. But if you're going to invest in the best. And that is what, so that's cross-cut. We're a fraction of that even. We're going down to micro-cutting. And that micro-cut is so hard to piece together, so hard to identify. And also, Tamara, you're going to notice it's not going to fill up the trash can as much because it's a smaller shred. So you realize, you're going to notice, see the gears right there? Look at all the teeth. Look at all that power. And that's heft. So one thing everyone has to realize, This does ship for free. It's fully assembled. The wheels are on it, so you don't have to worry about that. It's a true plug it in and put it to work. I also like the fact that it has this 3.5-gallon drawer, because Tamara, I have a smaller home office. So guess what? I use this as my trash can, throw stuff away. But when I need to shred, I shut that door. And this is what's great about it. One of our reviewers called it the instant gratification window. So I take this medical record and I worried about it. What's going to find out? What prescriptions? What's my ID? I can see it get pulverized right in front of my eyes. That's where it feels good. But you have to realize, it's not just about taking care of the clutter, which we all can appreciate. It's truly about protecting our identity. 1 in 7 of us fall victims to identity theft. And when we launched the brand, it was 1 in 10. It's actually gone up.
Wow.
Because think about it. All the stuff we get in the mail, for example, this pre-filled out loan application, which I do not need, has my information on it. I'm not even opening it up. It's going through all of that documentation, making it microcut. So that is where you're being smart with your identity. Because one thing, Tamara, a lot of us don't realize, am I a victim of identity theft? I don't realize it until I sit down to try and refinance or try to get a better rate on something. So you're being proactive, protecting yourself, shredding all of those documents, the medical records, the applications, the finance forms, the credit card statements, the pre-filled out stuff. And that is why the Federal Trade Commission tells us we need to shred all of those documents, because it's one of the #1 complaints they get is about your identity. So I just swapped out the red bins for a clear one so you can see how small and unidentifiable this is going to be. 28, it's going to go in. You can't tell me. I mean, that's a big font, right? You can easily read it, but not when it's microcut. You've evolved, which is great.
Right.
And yes, we made it fun and fashionable because guess what? Leave it out. I'm going to go out right now and go get the mail. It's going to still shred. I come back in, and this just happened to me, Tamara. I came back from vacation. I was like, okay, I want to keep that. I don't need this. And all of a sudden, I took all that junk mail that I didn't need, the credit card offers, the real estate stuff. I loaded it up in the back, and I went back to unloading the bags and starting the laundry.
Yes.
We all have better things to do than shred. But if shredding's not easy, if shredding jams and overheats, guess what we're not going to do?
Yeah.
We're not going to use it.
That's right.
That's where this is a game changer.
That's right. And if you have to also if you have to stand there and feed the shredder, you're not going to do it. If it's hard for you to kind of sit down and decide, okay, now I'm going to go through that stack of papers that I've been needing to go through, and I've got to feed it one at a time, you're not going to do it. And if you have a shredder that can only take 1 sheet or 2 sheets at a time, or if you have a shredder that's still shredding like this, it's time for a new shredder. If you have a shredder that's been overheating, so you shred about 5 sheets and then you have to stop for about 30 minutes, and then you shred a few more sheets and then you have to stop for a few minutes, it's time for a new shredder. It's time for a better shredder, and that's ultimately what it is. Everything in our life we have to upgrade. As my husband says, everything has an expiration date. So our electronics we have to upgrade. Everything we have to upgrade. And if you haven't upgraded your shredder to something with microcut, something with multiple shred options, something where you can shred not only just a few sheets at a time, but 100 sheets automatically, it's time for a new shredder. This one used to cost about $200. Today it's not. It's on sale. You're saving about $65 off of the regular HSN price. We've got it on free shipping, which is fantastic. We've got it in navy blue. The white one is like the one that I have at home. Mine is white, and I open my mail over the shredder. I used to open my mail over the trash can and then just rip things up. I don't do that anymore. This is a smarter way. This is the red. A lot of you are calling in for this red, which is absolutely beautiful. We've got gold, which is the most limited, and it will be the one that goes first. We also have it for you in black if you just wanted to keep it all sleek, and then we have it in gray. Those are your choices here, but it's not an option. It used to be, it's sort of like in a kitchen, Bill, where a microwave used to be an option, now it's a necessity. A shredder is not an option, it's a necessity for your personal documents. Think about, like you were saying, social security numbers, things with your maiden name, things with your PIN numbers or passwords, email addresses, phone numbers, driver's licenses for yours and for other members of your family.
Right, and that's just it, because your daughter has a social security number. She's probably not getting her credit checked till she tries to get her first car or something like that.
Right.
You're protecting Seniors and kids are the most susceptible because they're not running their credit as much. And that's just it. You're protecting the seniors, the kids, everyone. I'm busting that clutter. Because Tamara, you said you used to open your mail over the trash. I mean, how many, we've all done it. It's not gonna happen to me. I'm just cutting a corner. It's one piece, right? I throw away that one piece of paper. Look how much space that is taking up. And we've gone through about 55 pages, and it's a fraction of what this is. Two purposes. I want you to see how much this can hold, which is great, but I want you to really see how fine and small that microcut is, and realize, fully assembled, this has a nice heft to it, so the fact that it ships for free is another great savings. One other thing, recycle the cardboard, right? Be green, take care of that. Don't recycle your identity. Your identity's on that barcode, it's on that mailing label. Can you do this with the shredder you have now? Thick cardboard, auto shredding in the back. Where's the cardboard? I mean, plain as day, it should be brown. It blends in. It's so hard to piece together. And that's whatever you put through here. The credit card offers, the credit cards, the hotel room keys, the reward cards, just shred it. It feels great. You see it happen before your eyes. Before you know it, the clutter starts to disappear, and which is great, because then you're managing all the stuff that comes in. Oh, here's a fun one. Vote for me. Okay, great. Oh, and the thing is, shredding is not a seasonal affair. A lot of people think it's just during tax season, which, by the way, 49% of all identity theft happens during that time of year. You're going to be ready. But I love this. Holiday cards or any cards, that's my address on here. That's my friend's address on the back. Now it's not out there. We don't think about all the little ways they can get our identity. And trust me, it's their full-time job to shop with our identity, but you're making it so hard for them to do it. Embassy makes it look good. It's a brand we've really always loved having at the network. But Tamara, I'm going to tell you, it has been months since we've been able to have an Embassy shredder. We didn't have it here through birthday month. We didn't have it at the end of the school year.
Wow.
This is like a back to school, get ready for the year, shred it, forget it, and appreciate having it every day.
Absolutely, and call us today because you've got it on sale. You're saving on the shipping because there's nothing that you're not putting anything together when you get the shredder home. You're not building a shredder. It comes just like this. All you do is plug it in and start shredding. That's it. So the fact that you're not even paying for shipping is a big deal. We've been talking about back to school. If you're sending a student off to college and maybe at your house you have an Embassy shredder, but they're not gonna be living at your house anymore, at least for months and months at a time. They need their own shredder. So if this is gonna be a gift that you send off or just one of those must-have kind of real-world lessons, I'm starting you off early, go ahead and get it now. A lot of you are loving that navy. The red is still most popular. The gold is still most limited. We've got black, white, and gray as well. But Bill, there are also those places where they kind of advertise, bring your documents and we'll shred them. And I'm thinking, you want me to bring my documents with my social security number and put it in a pile and trust somebody else to shred it?
Yeah, I almost did that. And they weighed it, and they're like, oh, we'll shred them all on Wednesday, so it's just going to sit in their back. I'm like, no, 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 no. Also, we're including a care package, largest we've ever done. It's 12 sheets of lubricant sheets and a bin liner, which is great. And Tamara, I got about 8 pages left, but guess what? Wow. It's Friday. I'm out of here. I'm gonna let it do the shredding.
Have a good weekend.
Thanks, Tamara. We'll
Bye, Bill. Thank you so much. I love it. You saw all 100 sheets shred right there. Go for it, okay? 797-486 is the item number to get that home. We're gonna check in with a monthly special from Andrew Lessman. Take a look at this.